Webster describes oppression as an unjust or cruel exercise of authority or power, or a sense of being weighed down in body or mind. Throughout United States history, many groups of people were oppressed. This usually happens to groups of people who were different, to drag them down. Many people try to make certain groups seem less so their group can receive more. This creates a common idea that one group is better or worse than another, and can be hard to break for years.
Oppression can occur because of many reasons. When a group of people are threatened by a new group taking what they believe should be theirs, they will discriminate. This can also happen when there is a threat people might, at some point in time, take away from them. Another reason groups are oppressed is by fear of something new. Most people don't like change and like things that are like them. When people are different, it can lead to people discriminating. Also, some people are entitled and think that they are better than others. This can also lead to discrimination and hate. In history, one group who was oppressed was women. You can even argue that women are still oppressed today. Women were oppressed until 1820 when they finally got civil rights. Before this, women weren't allowed to do simple tasks like getting most traditional jobs or be involved in political roles. The further back in American history you go, the fewer rights women had. It caused women to have to rebel to get more rights. Once women got rights, they still weren't included in many things. There were laws against them and no regulations for equality. Women were expected to do household chores. That's how society worked. Women would stop schooling way earlier than men, and they would stay at home and take care of the house and children while men worked. While women tried to be involved in bigger things, they would easily be shut down. To this day, there are still people who don't believe women should have more masculine jobs. There's even a pay gap as of 2018 where women make 80 cents for every dollar a man makes. There is a larger tax and overall higher costs on women hygiene products, which are almost identical to men, just with different scents and coloring. Women make up 51% of the population, but only 20% of Congress and 22% of the U.S. Parliament. Laws were made to regulate and make sure women and men both got equal opportunities. The government has made laws since women got civil rights that people can't discriminate against you professionally for your race and gender. This helps make a more equal playing field for all types of people to reduce oppression.
There certainly is. At least 300 people have been arrested by the police in the New York area during the last 3 weeks.
Why?
Apparently it's part of an overall nationwide program to drive homosexuals back underground now that we're coming out.
Oppressed and still being oppressed is the LGBTQ community. So many laws and acts have been put in place to oppress the LGBTQ community. Restrictions on healthcare and identification documents are examples of ways that the government has restricted the rights of these groups. These laws and restrictions were made solely based on what certain people view as right and wrong. Other things that have been affected are the single-sex facility restrictions, anti-trans movements, and just the fact that people are being harassed every day because of who they love. The LGBTQ community has done a lot to try and reverse these actions. For example, the ENDA is a federal law that protects against such discrimination at workplaces. Same-sex marriage is also something that has recently been allowed, which is a great step for the LGBTQ community.
Oppression happens to many groups of people, including African Americans, who have been discriminated against for hundreds of years. In the past, they had been forced to be slaves and had zero rights, until 1865, when they made the 13th Amendment, which abolished all slavery. Even though they were freed from slavery, they had almost no rights, including the right to vote. In 1870, only freed black men were able to vote, not women. African American people